everybody, Cinema Sick this year again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to Goodwill where I got myself 10 VHS tapes, all for 10 cents a piece. So let's take a look at everything I got. The first time I picked up was Zulu. Now this is a movie I've heard nothing but great things about for years now. Apparently this is a fantastic war movie, but it's one I've never got around to picking up and I've never got around to seeing. So when I came across it today for only 10 cents, I definitely had to pick it up and I look forward to finally checking it out. Then I picked up The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, this one here being Chapter 18, Treasure of the Peacock's Eye. Now obviously I do know there is a complete DVD set of this, however I've never seen a single episode of this show. I've always wanted to because I've heard really, really good things. I've just never got around to picking up the set because I never found it for a good price. So getting this for only 10 cents, I figured it was a great way to finally check out some of this, see what this show's all about, because like I said, I have heard great things, I have really wanted to see it. So for 10 cents, I definitely had to pick this up, and I cannot wait to check this out. Then I picked up The Night Before. Now this here is a blind buy, I know nothing about this, but I was really interested in checking this out because it does star Keanu Reeves and Aunt Becky from Full House. That sounded great. I was very interested in seeing this as soon as I saw the lineup, so this should be a great watch. Definitely can't wait to see it. The next time I picked up, simply just for collecting purposes, and that was A Christmas Story. Just look at that fantastic artwork. Definitely had to pick up this VHS. The artwork is much better looking than a DVD or Blu-ray that is currently out, so I definitely had to grab this. It's also a great movie, I think we all know that. It's one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, and I cannot think of another movie that I would recommend any more than A Christmas Story to watch on Christmas Day. Love this film, love that artwork, had to get it on VHS. The next time I picked up really intrigued me as soon as I saw the title, and it was called Things That Aren't There Anymore. This sounds really, really interesting, and I cannot wait to see this. Love the idea of seeing an entire documentary on just things that no longer exist. That sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. This is also a WHYY presentation. They tend to do really fantastic, I guess I would call them documentaries. They're really, really well done, so this should be a great watch, and for 10 cents, definitely a steal. Then I had to grab a classic Disney title with Rob Roy, The Highland Rogue. Love these classic Disney titles. I've said that a million times before, and I'll probably say it a million times again. Anytime I come across these, I always pick them up. They're always a great watch, so for 10 cents, had to grab it. The next time I grabbed was one I wanted to see for a while now, and that was Funny About Love. This here being a Gene Wilder movie that I've definitely wanted to check out for some time now. I remember when I first started collecting and I was a lot more picky about the movies I bought, I used to come across this one quite often and always used to just skip over it. Really regret that now, because like I said, it's a movie I wanted to see for a few years now. Really wish I would have grabbed one of those cheap DVDs when I came across them. But again, for 10 cents, had to pick up the VHS and finally check this one out. Then I picked up some classic animation with Earthworm Jim, Assault and Battery. This I definitely had to grab because I am a huge fan of the Earthworm Jim, the animated series. Used to watch it all the time when I was a kid, and I do know that they are releasing a complete series release of this on DVD. However, that DVD release has been pushed back. It keeps getting delayed. Not sure what's up with that. So I figured for 10 cents, this would make a great placeholder until I get that set. Next I picked up Secret Life of Toys, Crazy for Me. This year being an animated spin-off series of The Christmas Toy, which I did just recently watch. And like I said, I thought the special was just mediocre. Wasn't my favorite of the Jim Henson specials I've ever seen, but it was decent. And this really intrigued me. This got me really interested when I saw that it was a spin-off. Definitely looking forward to checking this out and seeing if it's any good. And the last time I picked up is definitely something for you wrestling fans, and that was Jesse the Body Ventura. This one I had to pick up. As I said before, I'm not really a wrestling fan. I never really got into it, especially more modern wrestling. It's just not my thing. I really don't like the whole kind of soap opera sort of thing it's got going on. Not a fan. But classic wrestling from the 80s and early 90s, again, I'm not such a huge fan of it, but it's very nostalgic for me because my father and I used to watch it all the time. I remember it'd be on a weekend, it'd be lunchtime, I'd be sitting there with my grilled cheese and my apple juice, and I'd be watching right next to him some classic wrestling. Just, it would always be, you know, Jesse the Body Ventura or Jake the Snake or Hulk Hogan or Sergeant Slaughter or something like that against some random person who you've never seen before. And that was always a lot of fun, just to watch these cheesy wrestling matches, and every now and then you'd actually get, you know, Jesse the Body Ventura, or like on the back here, Jesse the Body Ventura and Hulk Hogan, you know, battling each other. it'd be great. It'd be a lot of fun to watch. It was amusing back then, and even though I'm not some huge fan of it, again, it's very nostalgic, and I do love watching these tapes just for the great nostalgic sort of feeling. So, for 10 cents, definitely had to pick it up. I can't wait to check it out. So that's it for Eyeball today. So now into what I watched. And today I checked out A Christmas Wish, which was a great watch. I did enjoy the hell of this movie. However, be warned, not really a Christmas film. And after doing a little bit of research, I did come to find out that this is not the original title of this movie. It was originally called The Great Rupert, which makes a hell of a lot more sense because Rupert in this movie is actually a squirrel. He's this trained squirrel. This guy is training this squirrel to dance and whatnot so he can perform and they can make money off it by doing shows. Well, things aren't going so well. Nobody's hiring him. So he lets the squirrel go into a park and they split their ways. Well, the squirrel runs back to the house they were staying in, which ends up being this house that Jimmy Durante and his family staying in. And they're kind of on the same downward spiral. They're this performing family, nobody's hiring them, they have no money, and they're really backpedaling their way around this room they're renting out now. It's this kind of shabby room, and they're renting it out, but they don't have any money to pay for the rent, so again, they keep backtalking their way around it. The people who they're renting it from actually end up coming into some money. Every Thursday, like the first Thursday of every month or something like that, they get $1,500 coming into them because they invested in some gold mine. So the father of that family is really stingy, and he doesn't put any money in the bank or anything like that. He takes the money and he puts it in the hole in the wall. Well, what he doesn't realize is that hole he's putting it into is actually going into the nest of Rupert, who's living in the house. So he's taking that money and just chucking it. Every time they put that money in that hole, he takes and he chucks it out of his little nest, and it falls down into this room the family's renting. So they think that because this money started to fall right when they started to pray for new shoes for their daughter, that every first Thursday of every month they pray for shoes for their daughter, this money's going to fall from heaven. That's what they keep thinking is happening, and it more or less seems that way to them. So they end up spending all this money, and everything seems great, and nobody knows where this money's coming from, and rumors start to get spread around. Eventually the FBI and the police and everybody like that gets involved, and they want to know where this money and this income's coming from, and everything looks kind of shady. They don't know what's going on, so they end up getting into a little bit of trouble in the end. But it's a really fun movie, and definitely one I'd recommend checking out. A lot more does go on in the movie than what I mentioned, but that was basically the gist of the movie in a nutshell. But there's a lot more going on. Definitely a movie to check out if you like classic movies from the 50s. But like I said, not really a Christmas title. The movie does start off taking place during Christmas, but that's only maybe the first 20 minutes or so of the movie. The rest of it has nothing to do with Christmas at all. My guess is 20th Century Fox just tacked this title on there to boost sales of this movie during the Christmas season. Definitely a shame on Fox. Shouldn't have done that. The Great Rupert is a much better title for this story because it makes a hell of a lot more sense. But I would recommend checking this out. Again, not necessarily for a Christmas movie, because you're not really getting a Christmas movie, but it's a great movie starring the great Jimmy Durante, and I would definitely recommend checking it out if you like classic titles. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Definitely got some great titles from Goodwill, and picking them all up for 10 cents a piece was a fantastic deal. And also watching A Christmas Wish, like I said, a movie I definitely enjoyed, though I don't really appreciate 20th Century Fox changing the title just to basically boost sales during the Christmas season. I don't appreciate that. Definitely a movie that should still be titled The Great Rupert, but a great movie nevertheless, and one I would definitely recommend checking out. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. The next title I picked up really intrigued me as soon as I saw the title, and that was called Things That I can't get this fucking done.